Topping today's news, the Christian Council and the University of the Bahamas about to butt heads about the upcoming LGBTQI event. A man shot and killed in the quiet Garden Hills community as the murder count approaches 80 for the year. And 2 high school seniors passed away on the weekend while practicing sports. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jcn Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News, and it is a pleasure to have you join us. The University of the Bahamas, whose Pride Week begins on Wednesday, is standing behind its School of Social Sciences' decision to hold a Pride Forum this coming Thursday as UB's Pride Week begins this Wednesday. A flyer promoting the LGBTQI event circulated social media on Friday with UB's logo, which did not sit well with the Bahamas Christian Council. In a statement on Friday, the Christian Council voiced their concerns, which seemingly led to a new flyer on Saturday without the university's logo, suggesting that the University of the Bahamas removed its affiliation. On Sunday, President of the Christian Council, Bishop Delton Fernanda, flanked by other religious ministers, held a protest at the entrance of the University of the Bahamas to denounce the Gay Pride Forum and the entire Gay Pride Week of activities.
The social science department that we know and we accept that in universities conversations will take place. But we don't expect the university to be used as a propaganda tool for special interests. That the interests of the country, the interests of the people, the interests of the people of God who stand up for righteousness should be what is used for taxpayer dollars to push forward in our country. We are the people sending our children to these classrooms. That the flyer makes it clear. Through the use of the university's email base. That's how we were made notified of this event, that they were using their own system to send out this event to the students and let them know that this was taking place. This is not in proper collaboration with our national values. This is what we start on the independent service and try to say, that as a country, we're moving in a direction away from our preamble.
Bishop Fernando believes the university should stand with God and the event should be cancelled altogether. Meanwhile, Chairman and Assistant Professor in the School of Business and Union of Tertiary Educators President Daniel Stubbs says these types of discussions have been taking place for many years now.
But this is not the seminary of the Bahamas. This is the University of the Bahamas. This is not the Baptist Community College, neither is it the Anglican Seminary. This is the University of the Bahamas. And so we do not judge people based on their religion. We do not judge them based on their sexuality. We do not judge them based on their gender or ageism. And so, but again, people are free to express outside the gates. They're free to express their opinion, and I welcome the expression. But my members who are involved in an academic discourse on sexuality have a right to speak freely. And their academic freedom must be protected. This is a democracy, not a theocracy. Okay? So when I speak as an academician, I speak based on my academic freedom. When I'm outside the gate on Sabbath, when I attend my church, I speak in my religious capacity. But when students enter these walls, when scholars enter these walls, when Bahamians enter these gates, they enter with the freedom of expression as an academic institution.
With the event still expected to take place this Thursday, Bishop Fernandez says the Christian Council will be in attendance.
Well, we'll come to the event. This is our university. I see the police are keeping us off our campus. So we will go to our class and we will sit in. No harm, no danger. If it's open, we will sit in and listen and speak. That we have a right as they have a right. To have a voice, to have a conversation that is open to us all. Yes. So we'll come from downtown at the opening of Parliament. I don't believe they're blocking the road down there. Eh? We'll come, it looks like they're blocking the road. We'll come from downtown. We'll come from downtown after we have opened Parliament. Yes. And then strategically, we'll take a late lunch. Yes. And we'll come 4 o'clock to sit and listen to what is being sent out to our children. Is that fair? Yes. I think that's something. So we are invited too. Yes. So we will come and hear what is being purported to be presented to our children.
The Christian Council president says if Gay Pride Week events are taking place nationally, then the Christian Council will denounce it in a public way. Now, following the Christian Council's protest outside the University of the Bahamas, the University of the Bahamas itself released a statement which said the university established in 2016 with a board of trustees shall be free from undue influence from political, religious, or other external bodies and shall protect the institution from such influence. The statement went on to say that the School of Social Sciences will host the forum, and it is hoped that students and citizens will continue to engage with the University of the Bahamas as it carries out its mandate to encourage students and all Bahamians to exercise critical thinking. The statement says forums such as this are places where Bahamian national spirit will be enriched and developed as people with differing views engage in civil discourse, while students and citizens develop a better understanding of different viewpoints. In news from the crime front, police have launched active investigations into the country's latest homicide, which would be the 74th homicide for the year, according to JCN's records. A 35-year-old male of Geranium Avenue, Garden Hills, died as a result of a shooting incident on Sunday evening. According to reports, shortly before 7 p.m., police received information that a male was shot on Daisy Lane off Beaumontia Avenue, Garden Hills. Responding officers en route to the area intercepted a vehicle with the victim and provided escort to the Princess Margaret Hospital. Police investigations revealed that the victim was standing with a group of people outside a home when he was approached by a male occupant of a heavily tinted champagne-colored Bluebird Sylphy. A male suspect exited that vehicle, produced a firearm, and shot the victim to the upper body before fleeing the area north in that same vehicle. The victim later succumbed to his injuries while in hospital. Also, a 50-year-old male resident of John Road off Blue Hill Road was treated and discharged from hospital on Friday afternoon following a shooting incident which left him with injuries. Police say the victim presented himself to the Fleming Street Clinic with gunshot injuries to the upper body. Officers were called to the clinic sometime around 5:30 p.m. and were told by the victim that he was approached by a male occupant in a dark-colored Nissan Note while walking on Fleming Street. The suspects produced a firearm, shot him, and then fled in an unknown direction. The victim was transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital via the Emergency Medical Services. Police investigations continue into this matter. Any member of the public with information that can assist the police with investigations into this or any other criminal matter, you're asked to contact the police at 919-911 or anonymously at 328-TIPS. That's 328-8477. A male believed to be in his mid-30s is the country's latest traffic fatality. Police here in the capital launched investigations into a traffic accident that occurred in the early morning hours on Saturday. According to reports, shortly after 4 a.m., the lone occupant of a white Buick LaCrosse was traveling south on Collins Avenue near 3rd Terrace when he collided into a large limestone wall on the western side of the road. The vehicle was extensively damaged and fire services were summoned to the scene to extricate the victim from the vehicle. Emergency Medical Services personnel transported him to the hospital. However, he did succumb to his injuries a short time later. Earlier this year, the Minister of Transport, Jobeth Kobe Davis, expressed deep concern about the rise in traffic fatalities in country. During the first 5 months of 2021, the number of traffic fatalities was 13. In 2022, the number of traffic fatalities in the first 5 months, 19. And so far, well, in 2023, the number of fatalities for the first 5 months was a staggering 22 so far this year. Members of the public, you're urged to exercise extreme caution on the roadways. Don't speed, don't use your cell phones while driving, wear seatbelts, and obey all traffic laws. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority, the AAIA, is presently investigating an occurrence that took place this morning around 8:30 a.m. involving a Beech 99 aircraft with Bahamas registration C6MMK. Reports received indicate that the aircraft, operated by Flamingo Air Limited, departed the Lynden Pendling International Airport with 17 people on board en route to Staniel Key Exuma Airport. Shortly after departure, the aircraft passenger door opened in flight. The aircraft returned to the Lynden Pendling International Airport safely without further incident. You are looking at a viral video from a passenger on that flight, captured from inside the airplane as it lined up for the runway as it made its return to the Lynden Pendling International Airport. Investigations by the AAIA are ongoing into this incident. And finally, in this segment, despite the end of the year being a busy time for illegal migration, the Bahamas Defense Force has seen a slowing of migrants into the area. This coming from Commodore of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Dr. Raymond King, who says this is because we are in the height of the hurricane season.
Those smugglers are seafarers as well, and they are aware when the peak of the hurricane season occurs. It would have occurred September 10th. But during this period, you still have the hurricane really affecting any chances of persons being able to successfully and safely migrate illegally. And so the Defense Force, but we remain poised. We continue to patrol, we continue to remain postured, and we work hand in hand with our regional partners, our BAT, Turks and Caicos, and the Republic of Cuba, and our national agencies. So we guard against any migration.
Commodore King says the primary concern for them right now is foreigners who overstay their time in the northern Bahamas to become a part of a smuggling ring.
We're working closely with the United States Homeland Security Investigation Team to try to effectively counter that migration issue in the northern Bahamas. And we have seen an influx of Ecuadorians recently. A few months earlier, there was an influx of Chinese, but now the Ecuadorians are becoming a problem in the northern Bahamas. But we remain in a posture to respond in the unlikely event there's a hurricane or a national disaster. This time of the year, we have little or no notice when a hurricane probably will occur, because it usually develops in the Gulf of Mexico, in the Caribbean Sea, or just northwest of Abaco and Grand Bahama. So the preparation and the response time would be very, very short if a system develops. So we are quite cognizant of that.
He says the Defense Force is also monitoring poachers who are trying to take advantage of the current weather conditions. Although Commodore King did not give any strategic objectives, he says the Defense Force is relying on 25 years of data.
But we are quite aware annually the areas where the poachers would want to be, based on the fish stocks, the migratory movement of the fish, based on whether it's a hurricane season or you're in the winter season when you have those strong cold fronts coming from the southeastern United States. And so we have safeguarded based on about 25 years of data and trending. And that's why we would have experienced the success what we have over the last 3 to 4 years. And I think now we've created a strong deterrence against poaching successfully, because whenever they seek to come in those areas, we're there.
Commodore King maintains that the Defense Force remains poised and is adequately equipped to handle any influx of migrants or poachers. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.